Hello everyone, this is San, and in this video we're going to have an update about my carnivorous plants. I apologize if it took too long to upload a new video, cause I needed a lot of time to recover from my losses during the typhoon that struck us last December. So let's start here with the Venus flytraps that I placed under full sun. So this is a Sinigtala, a local cultivar here in the Philippines, and this one is a B52, a large type of cultivar. This one is also a B52. I already divided this one and got some lip pullings and also made some rhizome divisions. This one is the Princess of Negros, a local cultivar here in our island. This is also a giant cultivar with drops ranging from 1.6 to 1.8 inches. Let's move on to my Droseras or Sanchus. These were placed beside the Venus flytraps that I showed you earlier. Here I want to show you my Drosera capensis. I somehow find this cultivar hard to grow because it's already been 3 to 4 months and this plant still looks the same. I don't know if it's a slow grower or not, but I will still keep this plant because I really want a capensis since I started this hobby. I have lots of Droseras in this growing area because Droseras tends to produce a lot of seeds throughout the year. These are my Drosera seedlings. It contains Intermedia, Burmani, Capillaris, some Indica, and also some Adelaide from my lip cuttings. I'm looking forward to produce more Drosera seeds because I want to have more plants out of it. I really like the Droseras because they're very effective in catching small bugs and insects. Most Drosera species are very easy to grow. They grow really fast, especially when you put them under full sun. This one is also a B52. It's still small and I'm putting a cover on the top of the pot so that it can minimize the effect of the sunlight because too much sunlight can burn the leaves of the baby Venus flytrap. I propagated this to rhizome division from the plant that I showed you a while ago. Rhizome divisions has higher success rate than leaf pullings in propagating Venus flytraps. So far in my experience, plants from rhizome divisions are more sturdy compared to plants from leaf pullings, because sometimes plants from leaf pullings are more sensitive compared to plants from rhizome divisions. Here I want to show you my plants that I take care on the other side of my growing area. So this is my mini bug garden that I made from a mixture of sphagnum moss, cockpit, and perlite. I have planted this mini bug garden with Drosera capillaris and Drosera burmani. Actually, this is a newly made bug garden and not yet well established, but I am positive that it will become stable after 2 to 3 weeks. I also added some live sphagnum moss and I hope that it will thrive here in this mini bug that I made. I want to show you next my mini bug that I made a few months ago. This one is already 3 to 4 months old and is well established. It also has some Venus flytraps that sprouted from leaf pullings that I planted when I first time made this bug. As you can see, most of the plants are Drosera burmanis because it's the only seedlings that are available when I created this mini bug garden. I'm planning to make more of these mini bug gardens because I enjoy watching them every time I stay in the growing area. Hopefully soon we can make a paludarium out of or planted with carnivorous plants. Actually, it was already my plan a long time ago to combine fish and carnivorous plants in a single setup, but currently I don't have enough materials to create that setup that I want or that paludarium that I want. Next is I want to show you some of the other plants that I take care here in my growing area. These are mostly Venus flytraps. They are my most favorite plant in the hobby. I also have some live sphagnum moss propagation setup. I just got these live sphagnum moss last week and they are still acclimating and adjusting to the environment here in my area. I'm positive that these live sphagnum moss would propagate and live under my care. I decided to have a live sphagnum moss propagation setup because I heard that live sphagnum moss works best as toppings on media of carnivorous plants. I only have few ideas about sphagnum moss propagation. I'm still researching about some ways and techniques on propagating this moss, and hopefully we can have a good result after a few weeks or months. I really have no idea how do fast sphagnum moss reproduce, but one of my purpose is to utilize this live sphagnum moss as a main source of our media, because we all know that sphagnum moss are way too expensive compared to coco peat. Next that I want to show you is this Traps Dracula that bounced back to life after suffering from root rot. This one is my most favorite cultivar of Venus flytrap, and I'm looking forward to propagate more of this in the upcoming months. I have learned my lessons from my failure with this cultivar, and I think now I'm more knowledgeable and more experienced in handling certain problems like this root rot in Venus flytraps. Actually, Venus flytraps are not that really hard to grow. All you need to do is to place them under bright light and always keep their media slightly moist but not too dry, and then plant them in the correct media like a mixture of sphagnum moss and perlite. And then lastly, I want you to see my nepenthes that I've been growing here in my growing area. So here's my nepenthes mirabilis Viking X Viking. It's a really healthy pitcher plant. It produces 2 to 3 pitchers every month. I also noticed that this one grows really fast, and I think it's true because one of my friend that also grows nepenthes said that nepenthes with Viking genes are fast growers. I want to add my nepenthes collection, but it's not my main priority. My main priority was the Venus flytrap because, as I said, Venus flytraps are my most favorite type of carnivorous plants. This one is an Ampullaria hybrid and also a Viking cross. I am a huge fan of Ampullaria because I like those really cute pictures. And here you can see the label of this plant, Viking X Ampullaria Red Strip X Black Miracle. Actually, there were 2 plants in this pot, but I separated them and gave the other one to my friend. This Mirabilis and Viking Cross is already 8 months under my care, and under that very short period of time, I already learned so many things about growing nepenthes. By the way, I really like those reddish lips of the Mirabilis Viking Cross, and overall, it's an amazing cultivar of nepenthes. So that's all for this video, and I hope you learned some few things about growing carnivorous plants. You may consider pressing the like button if you enjoyed this video. Also, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel to be updated to my more upcoming videos. So that's all for today, and see you again very soon.